to divide that by 9, and this is the result that we get. Now, what have we done till so far? We have calculated in the first step the mean of x and the mean of y. As the second step, we were supposed to find the covariance of x comma x, the covariance of y comma y, and the covariance of x comma y and y comma x. Now, the covariance of x comma y and the covariance of y comma x will have the same values. So here what we are going to do is we are going to find just x comma y, and we will assume the same value for y comma x. We will multiply this column with y minus y bar for all the i's. And similarly, in the end, when we do it, we summate it over all the values of I, and in the end, then we are going to find the sum of all these. We are going to find the sum of all these values, and then we shall find sum divided by n minus 1, which is going to be 5.5359 divided by 9, and this is it. So what have we got? We have got the covariance values for the covariance values for x comma x, x comma y, y comma y, and y comma x. Now, what is the third step? Where do we go from here now? From here now, we have to see how the covariance matrix has turned out. We can clearly see this is covariance of x comma x, this is covariance of y comma y, and 0.6154 is the value that gets repeated for covariance of x comma y and y comma x. Now this value is the same. So we have generated the covariance matrix. Now in the third step, we are supposed to find the eigenvalues. To find the eigenvalues, we have the simple equation C minus lambda I is equal to 0, where C is nothing but our covariance matrix, which we have generated just now. And then lambda is the value, the eigenvalue that we are supposed to find, and I is the identity matrix. What we are ideally supposed to do is we are supposed to find the determinant of this matrix C minus lambda I, where C is the covariance matrix and I is the identity matrix. This is our covariance matrix that we have just now found, minus lambda into I, which is nothing but a 2 cross 2 identity matrix. Actually, what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to find the determinant of this matrix. To find the determinant of this matrix, we will simply subtract lambda from this. Why? Because lambda into 1 is lambda and lambda into 1 is lambda, and these two terms are going to be 0. So these common terms 0.6154 is going to be the same, and we are going to subtract lambda from this and lambda from 0.7165. When we try to find the determinant of these two equations, we get a quadratic equation in y, and solving that quadratic equation, we get two values of lambda, where lambda 1 is equal to 0.04908 and lambda 2 is equal to 1.2840. For those of us who shall have problem in finding the quadratic equation, you can simply solve it using the formula x squared plus y squared is equal to 1, and it is easily solvable. Now these lambda 1 and lambda 2. Now, by the way, this is the equation that I was talking about. We will subtract lambda from covariance of x comma x and covariance of y comma y. And these two terms are going to remain the same because lambda into 0 is going to yield 0. Now, after solving the quadratic equation, the lambda 1 and lambda 2 that we have got are our two eigenvalues. Now, what are we going to do with these two eigenvalues? As the next step, we are going to generate or find the eigenvectors of these eigenvalues. Now, how to find the eigenvectors? Simple. In this equation 1, this is our equation 1. In this equation 1, first of all, we will substitute the value of lambda with the value of lambda 1, that is 0.04908, which is the value of lambda 1. We are going to substitute in equation 1. Okay, now this is the equation. This is the value of lambda 1. So instead of minus lambda, we will write 0.6165 minus the value of lambda 1. Again here 0.7165 minus the value of lambda 1 into x1 y1. Now why are we doing into x1 y1 is because we want to generate a vector. We need to generate a vector out of it. We are trying to generate eigenvectors. Now this is simple vector multiplication wherein we will do row into column and row into column, thereby yielding a vector. And this is what we want to generate. Now, this is the final equation after subtracting that we have got. And now we will do the matrix multiplication, as this equation is of the form a into x is equal to 0. Fine. And these are the equations that we have got. On solving these equations, we will get the value of x1 and y1. Now, again, to find another eigenvector, we have to again substitute the value of lambda 2 in this equation. Substituting the value of lambda 2 in this equation, this is what we get. Finally, again, we perform the matrix multiplication and we get the values of x2 and y2, which is our eigenvector 2. It is important to note here, how many eigenvectors do we have for a data set? We will have eigenvectors less than or equal to the number of eigenvalues that we generate. Now that we had two eigenvalues, lambda 1 and lambda 2, we shall have two eigenvectors, x1, x2, which is one vector, and x2, y2, which is one vector. So this is the first eigenvector, the x1 and y1, and this is the second eigenvector, that is x2 and y2. Now we have got the eigenvector. How do we proceed from here? We have to observe the eigenvalues lambda 1 and lambda 2. So let me take you back to lambda 1 and lambda 2. What are the values of lambda 1 and lambda 2? The value of lambda 1 is 0.04908 and the value of lambda 2 is 1.2840. Clearly, lambda 2 is far greater than lambda 1. Now, as a rule, we have to remember that because lambda 2 is much greater than lambda 1, so the eigenvectors obtained for lambda 2, this vector, the lower vector, that is 0.6778 and 0.7351, that is x2 and y2, the eigenvector obtained for lambda 2 is the principal component of the given data set, which means we can conveniently ignore the principal component for lambda 1, but we need to retain the principal component for lambda 2 in our model. Now, this is how we reduce the dimensionality using the PCA.